Free October Quickies.
Happening, folks? Welcome to the channel and to this edition of October Quickies. Would you believe I made that sign all by myself? This time of the year, and all the other times of the year as well too, unfortunately, YouTube is absolutely spilling over with people recommending you go and check out whatever the big movie of the day is so they can increase their view counts. Now don't get me wrong, I am not saying for a second I don't do the same thing myself. In fact, all 5 of my top performing videos in terms of views were posted on days that I had taken off of work so I could get my ass in there first. But as I am sure you can imagine, that approach eventually gets exhausting and starts feeling a little bit soulless. So for these October Quickies, I've decided just to go into my own personal movie collection and pick out a bunch of films I think are a good scary watch at Halloween. Unlike my usual reviews, these Quickies will be 100% spoiler free and, well, quick. It's right in the title, Johnny. You made the sign yourself. So come on, let's just go.
Marrowbone, a 2017 English-language Spanish psychological horror mystery drama movie.
Thank Fook I didn't have to make a sign for that one.
It is written and directed by Sergio Sanchez, who you might know from 2007's The Orphanage. The movie stars George McKay, Charlie Heaton, Mia Goth, and Anya Taylor-Joy. It tells the story of the titular Marrowbone siblings who relocate from England to their mother's ancestral estate in Maine, where they're challenged by a sinister presence.
I assume a lot of you would agree with me when I say most decent horror movies are a combination of scary bits and dramatic bits. And I think a horror director's goal should be to weave the dramatic elements and the scary elements together in such a way that there is a perfect balance between them. I'm not sure what that is. And why do I think that? Because combined in a proper balance, why do I keep doing that? Because combined in a proper why do I keep doing that? Because combined in a proper balance, each of these elements has a potential to give you a whole that is way greater than the sum of its parts. Meaning it's better that way. It's definitely an intricate, delicate balance, and I'm not implying it's an easy thing to achieve. In fact, I am basically saying the opposite of that. But getting back to my point, I believe today's movie has struck that balance perfectly. Look, Mom, when I'm not being sarcastic, I apparently sound like a Gene Siskel wannabe.
Marrowbone's a hauntingly poetic exploration of family bonds and dark secrets and the lengths some people are willing to go in order to protect their loved ones. Most of the story takes place in a sprawling family home, and the setting plays a huge role in contributing to the movie's eerie atmosphere. Every nook and cranny and dark corner of the house is crawling with creepy history. The floorboards creak, and the wind whispers secrets about the creepy history through the broken windows. A lot of similar movies set in similar locations fail to capitalize on the setting's potential because some directors assume the creepy house is enough on its own to create an ominous backdrop. But the Marrowbone Mansion's more of an observant, suspicious character, and it plays its role to perfection throughout the entire story.
In terms of the movie's scares, Marrowbone sidesteps all the typical usual horror tropes in favor of psychological dread, which I personally really like. Gene Siskel would never have said anything like that. Maybe towards the end.
The scary bits aren't just about what might be lurking in the shadows, they're also about what might be standing right in front of you, hiding in plain sight. The horror here is subtle, and it builds slowly in layers until it culminates in revelations that are chilling and heart-wrenching at the same time. The acting in this movie is nothing short of stellar. Every single member of this ensemble cast, led by the always impressive George McKay, brings a depth and a real authenticity to their roles. The portrayal of a family bound by love and plagued by a dark past is both touching and unsettling. Every side glance and every whispered conversation adds another layer to the multifaceted narrative, making the characters' journeys both relatable and profoundly moving at times. The movie's sound and score crafts a real melancholy vibe that complements the narrative perfectly. Sometimes it's soft and mournful, and other times it's sharp and abrupt, and then dead quiet. It transitions back and forth between them all according to whichever emotion or terror it's meant to be conveying. And this juggling act of sound and silence sort of acts like a tour guide to usher us in the audience through the movie's numerous twists and turns. In my humble opinion, Marrowbone's one of those cinematic experiences that lingers. Director Sergio Sanchez crafted a story that's as much about the specters of the supernatural lurking up high in the corners of the room as it is about the ghosts of our pasts. It serves as a poignant reminder that sometimes the scariest, most haunting haunting memories are the ones we carry around ourselves.
So, if you're possibly looking for a horror film with a bit of depth and emotional resonance this Halloween period, Marrowbone's a solid choice and I would highly recommend it. If you've seen this movie already, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments, and otherwise, as always, thank you very much for watching the video, and until our next Quickie, folks.